Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I have an upload that I just want to dive into. I can't even do the intro. All right. This is a very important upload, and you will all soon see why. All of you know that I've grown up in Upstate New York in the Adirondacks. I went to school, South Glens Falls. Now, South Glens Falls is part of the town of Moreau. Many of you have now seen that there's a 9-year-old girl that disappeared in the Moreau State Park. The Moreau State Park is literally butts up to right close to where my parents are. Actually, I'll get into this more when we get deeper into it. The little girl disappeared Saturday at 6:45. The Amber Alert didn't go out until 16 hours later. At like 9:30 this morning, I got it. People around the surrounding area, like my parents and a few other people, received knocks on the door from state police saying, hey, have you seen this person? Have you seen anything strange? This, and that. And this park is where I had my Dogman encounter. These woods butt up to where my Dogman encounter took place. And I bring you there. In this upload, I will bring you to where this little girl disappeared. I will bring you to where I had my Dogman encounter with my friends in 1994. And you'll hear the idiocy of what is going on about this disappearance. This little girl, her name is Charlotte Sena. More than 100 people are searching for a 9-year-old girl who went missing while camping with friends and family members Saturday in upstate New York, said Governor. Charlotte Sena was camping in Moreau Lake State Park with her family and went on a bike ride with close friends around dinner time Saturday evening. After biking a couple of loops together, they just wanted to go around one more time by herself. Be that big girl that does it herself, she said. Charlotte didn't return 15 minutes later. The parents knew something was wrong and began calling her name. People from other campsites joined in the search. She was last seen at 6:15, riding her bike on the park loops. At 6:45, her bike was found in the loop. 2 minutes later, her mother called authorities. Now, they have not allowed local fire crews in there. They have not allowed anyone other than the state police. Here's what's crazy. This state park, you drive up, which I take you here. I take you to the location. You drive up into this mountain road, small little mountain road, and you turn, and there's a park ranger that's right there. When you check in, you have to present your ID, you pay money, and it's all locals at this time. There is no tourists in my town as of right now. Like, there's nothing going on. The Bigfoot Fest happened yesterday, miles away from where this happened. But they were all locals that were there, pretty much. People from Vermont, local folk. This park, you cannot get into or out of without a park ranger seeing you. Unless you take the back trails. Now, here's something very strange. I take you out. I drive out to where these back trails are, and there is no checkpoints. There are no state troopers there. There's nothing there. They're all centered in the park. They're all centered in this park, this loop. And it is a big loop around the lake, in this camping area. Guys, this area where this little girl disappeared is a mile south, a mile north, excuse me, of where I had my encounter. The same woods where these things were traveling towards me and my friends are the same woods that connect to this campground, this state park. Here's my thing. Yes, she's disappeared, but why has there been, first, there's been no mention of any other vehicles. There's been no mention of, when someone disappears, usually on Amber Alert, it's usually like a parent or something like this. Last seen, suspect vehicle. No mention. And I hate talking about this, I hate thinking about it, but if it in fact was a person, I believe, the state troopers would be like, hey, let's see the log of who came in, who came out at this time. The state troopers barracks is only 15 minutes south of this park. So boom, right there. She called at 6:45, they'd be there at 7. Maybe even quicker if there was one around. Usually there are. Alls I know is that these woods are connected to where I had my experience. There's been other crazy stuff that has happened in that experience. There's been a Bigfoot sighting along that kind of whole, the Hudson River, where I brought you guys to where there was a Bigfoot sighting by the Hudson River. And those woods kind of run all along. It's crazy. All these woods are connected in upstate New York until you hit Glens Falls. And then, even then, they're connected because they go to like West Mountain and such. And there, I do have a couple of subscribers who are locals that I didn't even know locals even watch the channel, but that will agree. If you choose to walk from Lake George, New York, you can do it by walking the woods and only crossing roads very quickly and get to where you need to be. This is a very strange case. It makes no sense to me. They're not allowing the local fire departments in. There's a lot of just, and of course you've got the Facebook sleuths that think they're sleuths that don't even live around here, that are making absurd, comments and stuff like that. And it's disgusting. But man, I can't get over how sad and tragic this is right now, because it's here. It's in my hometown. I know what me and my friends had occurred. I literally bring you there, and I capture the state police being on the scene. The park is huge. The park is a very large park. It's give me 1 second. I believe it's like 4,300 acres or such. Yeah, 4,300 acres in like one, and that's a local park, like within our town. There's been no mention of any person, any creeper, any kind of anything. And to find her bike on the loop. I can't get into where the park is. I can't even hike in through the back way if I wanted to, because I'd probably get shot. But I did drive around the area, and I did point out a lot of centralized points of it. That's what I'm going to share with you guys right now. All right, this is a weird way of making an upload. I've never made an upload like this in my car, but we're going to where I had my encounter. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because a little girl disappeared last night, Saturday night, at 6:45 p.m. in the town of Moreau, which is where I am from. I'm from South Glens Falls, New York, but we have a hamlet called Town of Moreau. Now, where I had my encounter was just a half a mile from the location, from where this little girl disappeared. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I feel like something is up. And I hope, I really hope that, I don't know, I hope that they find her. I hope that she wasn't kidnapped. I hope that it wasn't something in those woods that got her. But it's all real strange, okay? The little girl disappeared at 6:45 yesterday, and the Amber Alert went out 16 hours later. All right. Her family was camping in Moreau State Park, which is a state park, New York State Park. It's a little lake in my town, and she was riding her bike with friends. She was last seen with a Pokemon shirt, an orange Pokemon tie-dyed shirt, and blue jeans, black Crocs, and her bike helmet. Her bike was found on the side of the road. Now, we're not talking like a road, we're talking a campground that has a park ranger at the front. Like, you have to check in to see this park, right? Like, they want to see your ID. They want to know who you are when you come into this location. Sorry about the reflection on my glasses too. Now, here's where things just don't make sense, okay? You check in, they know who you are when you check in. So anyone, like a random guy, a random person can't just roll up in there and you know, come back out. They have to check in. You have to pay money to get into this location. There's a gate, there's this, there's that. So let's just say this little girl, hopefully, I hate even talking about this, but just none of it makes any sense to me. If she was by chance kidnapped, it would have been by someone in that park. So, and it's off season. Like right now, it's locals that are in this area. So the state police would have known, oh, fucking Joe Bob just left. Let's check Joe Bob. Where's Joe Bob live? Hey, you know. None of this makes any sense, like I keep saying. And like I said, it's very close to where I had my experience. Governor Kathy Hochul came into town and, you know, made her presence known. Not a big fan of the woman, but my daughter and I were talking about it, and she feels like something's up too. There's just a lot of weirdness around it. Like 16 hours it takes for an Amber Alert. These woods are deep. These are not, I've said it in my encounter, when I had my encounter, when I talk about my encounter, you know, these are not just step in and you're at the other side woods. These are deep woods, mountains. Spire Falls Mountain, Hudson River is right on the other. It's just this is like the beginning of the Adirondacks, and it's none of this is even kosher to me. You know, why would it take so long for the police to issue an Amber Alert? Anyway, we just left my house. We've been driving for 6 minutes. We're almost there. So what I'll do is, in a few minutes, I'll stop the camera. And when we get to the location, actually, I'll drive through where I had my encounter and then show you how close the area to where this little girl disappeared. There's no suspects. There's nothing. Like, usually when an Amber Alert is out, it's, hey, you know, might have been seen, last seen with parent, last seen looking for this vehicle. There's nothing like that. And I truly hope that they just find her. Maybe she wandered off in the woods, you know. But like I said, it's just, it's far too strange to make any sense. So give me a second. What we'll do is we'll go up to the exact cul-de-sac where I had my encounter, and then I'll show you exactly how far or how close it is to where this little girl disappeared. Okay, so we are now in about 30 seconds going to pass the location, the entrance of the road to Moreau State Park. There's just woods around me right now. A lot of people think of New York and they think city, but northern New York, people, I laugh and giggle sometimes because a lot of people think that western New York out by Syracuse and stuff is the Adirondacks. There's a piece of the Adirondacks there, but it's like a nothing to where I live. I live in northern New York, and we are passing that location right now. Holy shit, there is police out there everywhere. So we're gonna be up to where the cul-de-sac to where I had my encounter in 1 second. We'll go through the cul-de-sac and then we'll roll through the area where the little girl disappeared. So hang on 1 second, and just kind of cruising up this hill. But yeah, you know, I mean, when me and my friends were out here in '94, these woods are not, they're scary, you know, like, I wouldn't want to go in these woods at night. I went through where Tom Messick disappeared at night, and I had some bad, creepy vibes, but nothing to what is here, you know. This is scary here. This is just, tragic thing that just happened. And I pray to God that I am wrong, and that, you know, here's where the cul-de-sac is. So I'm gonna, no, that's not it. That's all right. That's all boring. Sorry, guys. So, all these side roads, it's dark, and I've got this light on, so I'm not used to being out here. And you know, it's here it is. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna flip this camera around. Hang on one second. All right, so this is the cul-de-sac that I had my encounter on. There's a side road right here. We were parked kind of like over here. And over in these woods, like these are the houses that were all being built. Were where whatever we saw came out of. You know, it's just all woods and houses out here now, but when I was a kid, these weren't here, you know, I mean, and it's creepy being back here right now. So we'll kind of loop around, but all this is, if you go beyond those woods on this side here, so oh my God, this is so eerie being here at night. All right, so this is where it went down. This is where I had my encounter that night with my friends. Sorry about that. I'm gonna take my high beams. Wow. God damn. I've not been here at night in such a long time. And I brought you here. This is the reason why I brought you here, is because I wanted to show you how close where this little girl disappeared is from the cul-de-sac area where I had my encounter. So just gotta kind of loop out of here a little bit. There we go, there's a stop sign. So this is where I had my encounter when I was young. This is the cul-de-sac. Now we're gonna go to where the little girl disappeared. As you can see, there's woods on either side of me with houses. And I wouldn't be surprised when we roll into this next road where the little girl was, they're saying vanished or abducted. Either way you look at it, it's a friggin' tragedy. You know, like, no little child should ever be without their parent. The girl's 9. You know, it's just tragic. It's a tragedy. tragic freaking thing. Anyway, these are all woods. This is all deep woods. Behind these woods was an old prison. And so coming up to the location where I'll probably have to stop and show my ID. They'll probably be like, why are you down here? And I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm just a YouTuber and I'm making a video. No, I'm not going to say that. You can see the police lights right here. See them in the distance? Absolutely insane. Actually, my buddy has a detail shop up here. State Park closed. Oh, okay. I guess I'll turn around right here. Oops. Oh. So we can't go any further than that. Alright, I guess. But that's where it all went down, guys. Right there. I'm going to try to loop around. There's a back way to get to the park. Maybe we can get that way and loop it through. Let's check it out. Hang on. I'll hit pause for a minute more. Alright, so I'm on the back end of the park. This is the back side. I'm gonna see. There's a lot of, they're saying the park is closed, which is understandable, but they're saying stay off of all hiking trails too. Now, I don't know. Something doesn't add up here. I really hope they find her. I hope she just like wandered off, you know? I really do, but you know, I want to see if there's one hiking trail that we used to hike when I was younger, and I want to see if they have that blocked off, because that is actually the back end of this lake area here. What's this right here? That's just a house. Okay. All right. Okay, so where the police were, that fork in the road that we just passed brings us back down that way. Now, there's another hiking trail that is right up here that is connected to the lake, and I'll show you the lake in a second. The lake is right, I'm not going to be able to show it to you where I am right now, but the lake is right here. Why wouldn't they have police right here? You know, like, just something's real weird about this whole scenario. The lake is right on my left-hand side, actually. So, turn around and I'm going to get back home. I just wanted to come and see if they had this side of the lake blocked off with police, because you think they would, you know. And here's another thing, okay? If she was abducted, this is just, why would they have a ton of state troopers here? Wouldn't they be like figuring out what was where and who was what and this and that, you know? Like, as you can see, I'm going up a mountain right now. This is my hometown. Like, I live in the sticks. I got a little turn off that I'm going to turn around in a second. And they should have this right here closed off too. But they don't. They don't have any of it. Real weird. So none of this makes any sense. You know, why wouldn't they have the south side of the lake closed off? Instead they have, or no, why wouldn't they have the north side of the lake closed off too? Like, the park is, I'm still in the park, and there's only one section of where the police are. I really hope that they find her, and I really hope, like, my whatever thinking is wrong, but alright, this is where I'm going to turn around right here. This is here, I'm going to alright, last little piece. I decided to go the back. I hope I don't get in trouble on this. I'm going the back end of the park, and I'm just going for, I want to see how many cops are out here, because this makes no sense to me, you know, like, it makes no sense at all. Oh, there's another state trooper. Here we go. All right. All right, so let's see how bad it is out here. Now, oh, here they are. So this is where the little girl was abducted, right here. I don't know if I'm going to have to stop or not. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to stop. Alright. Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
You know the family or anything?
No, I'm coming from a friend's road down there. I'm a local.
Any updates or anything?
No, I'm curious. So, like, alright, here's like my whole thing.
Sure.
And I'm not being like a conspiracist or anything, but I've been thinking about it, and I've grown up here and I've hiked these trails and stuff. But you guys are like here, right?
Yep.
But the northern part of the lake, there's trails out there.
Okay.
Why aren't anyone like there?
There's state police in the park.
Like in the park
and
too?
And park park rangers and state police.
Because I was like, I don't know, when I heard about it, I was like, it's just crazy that, you know, this little girl just is gone, you know, and
right.
it never happens in our town, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you know.
It's
Nobody
tragic.
thinks that can
like,
happen to them, but you know, unfortunately this stuff happens, but we're doing everything we can.
Yeah. I didn't mean to like, I just wanted to kind of like, because I took a drive, you know, where the north end of the park is, right? Where So like off of Butler, and I'm like, why aren't there any police here too? In
Yeah.
case like someone came out that way, you know what I mean?
No, I get it. Yeah, we're all over, so.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right, have a great night.
You
Thank
as well.
you.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys. So that's it. Real weird. Real weird. Do you know the family? No. How weird is that, guys? All right, so you saw the location, you saw everything. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that this girl was taken by a human. I'm not saying that a cryptid had involvement. I'm just saying this is a very weird disappearance. And God, I pray that they find this young girl. I cannot even imagine being in these parents' shoes as a parent of 2 daughters. But this is where I had my encounter. And for the police to be sitting in one location and not have some sort of, hey, we have a lookout for this, we have a lookout for that. And for them to be in that park means to me that something or someone took her into the park, deeper into the park. Guys, there is some very strange stuff that has happened in that park to me and my friends when we were younger. And, that our experience changed my life. Brought me here. Brought me to you guys. That's today's upload. I can't get any deeper into it because I don't know anymore. I wanted to share with you that this is in my town. Town of Moreau is my town. That's my parents live there. It's where I had my encounter. It's where I went to school. This is way too close to home for me. All right, guys. This isn't a normal upload. I mean, it is and it isn't, but God bless you all.